You've probably been told for years that blueberries are one of the best things you can eat for your health. They're in every superfood list. You see them in smoothies, cereals, yogurts, even on hospital menus. Doctors praise them, magazines push them. Grocery stores market them as brain-boosting, anti-aging, disease-fighting miracles. And to be fair, they're not wrong. Blueberries are packed with antioxidants, vitamins, and plant compounds that truly support your heart, memory, digestion, and immune system. But what almost no one talks about is this. Blueberries are also incredibly sensitive to what you eat them with. In fact, the oldest living nutritionist in the world, now over 100 and still mentally sharp, has spent the last 70 years studying food combinations. According to his research and new supporting science, there are 4 common foods that should never be eaten with blueberries. Not sometimes, not in moderation, never. These aren't exotic ingredients either. They're regular foods that most seniors eat with blueberries almost daily. One of them is probably sitting in your fridge right now. Another might have been in your breakfast this morning. And when you mix them with blueberries, it doesn't just reduce their benefits. It can actually create harmful chemical reactions in your gut, reduce nutrient absorption, increase inflammation, and even raise your long-term risk for chronic disease. You won't hear this from your doctor. The FDA doesn't put it on nutrition labels, and most health experts either don't know or don't talk about it. But that ends today. In this video, we're going to expose the 4 specific foods that should never be eaten with blueberries. Every claim is backed by real nutritional science and peer-reviewed studies. And more importantly, we'll show you how to get the full brain-boosting, heart-protecting, age-defying power from your blueberries by pairing them the right way. Before we dive in, take a second and tell us in the comments how you usually eat your blueberries. Is it in yogurt, oatmeal, muffins? We're reading and replying to every comment with personalized feedback so you can get more from every meal. And if you care about living longer, feeling better, and keeping your mind sharp well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond, hit the like button and subscribe to the Wellness Vault. We bring you the truth about nutrition that the mainstream won't. Now let's get started. Number 4 is iron-fortified breakfast cereal. Let's begin with one of the most common breakfast choices for seniors across the country, iron-fortified cereal. It's quick, easy, and often marketed as heart-healthy. But here's the problem. When you pour blueberries on top of your cereal, thinking you're doing your body a favor, you could actually be blocking the very nutrients your body needs, especially iron. Blueberries are rich in something called polyphenols. These are natural plant compounds that act like antioxidants. But certain polyphenols, especially the ones found in blueberries like tannins and anthocyanins, have a hidden downside. They can bind to non-heme iron, which is the type of iron added to most cereals. When this happens, your body has a much harder time absorbing the iron. This is especially concerning for seniors, who are already at higher risk for iron deficiency. As we age, our stomach acid levels drop, which naturally makes it harder to absorb iron from food. If you then add blueberries on top of an iron-fortified cereal, you're stacking the odds against proper absorption. The result? Fatigue, brain fog, pale skin, and even a weakened immune system over time. Scientific research backs this up. A 2018 study published in the Journal of Nutrition Biochemistry found that when polyphenol-rich foods like blueberries were eaten with fortified cereal, iron absorption dropped by as much as 67%. That's not a small difference. Over time, that can lead to anemia or worsen an existing deficiency without you even realizing what's causing it. So what can you do instead? If you love your morning bowl of cereal, you don't have to give it up. Just separate your blueberries from it. Enjoy your cereal on its own, then have your blueberries as a mid-morning snack or blend it into a smoothie a few hours later. That way, you still get the full benefits of both foods without one canceling out the other. Food combinations matter more than most people realize. You could be eating all the right ingredients, but if they're in the wrong order or mixed together at the wrong time, your body might be missing out. For seniors trying to stay energized and healthy, that difference is critical, and that's why this first food pairing deserves your attention. Number 3 is dairy. Let's talk about one of the most popular ways people enjoy blueberries, with dairy. Whether it's a splash of milk over blueberries in cereal or a blueberry yogurt parfait, this combination shows up in millions of breakfasts and snacks. But while it might seem like a healthy choice, the science says otherwise. When blueberries are eaten with dairy, especially milk or traditional yogurt, their most powerful nutrients may be getting locked away before your body can even use them. The problem lies in the protein found in dairy, particularly casein. Casein has a strong tendency to bind to the antioxidant compounds in blueberries. These antioxidants, known as anthocyanins, are the very compounds responsible for many of the health benefits associated with blueberries. When casein binds to them, it reduces their bioavailability, which means your body absorbs far less of them than it should. You may be eating a bowl of blueberry yogurt, thinking you're fueling your brain and supporting your heart, but if it's made with cow's milk, you might only be getting half the benefit. A study published in the journal Free Radical Biology and Medicine found that the antioxidant activity of blueberries dropped by nearly 50% when combined with milk. That's a huge loss, especially for seniors trying to protect their memory, heart, and circulation. The impact isn't just theoretical. These antioxidants help fight inflammation, support blood vessel function, and protect brain cells from damage. For older adults, those functions are critical. Reducing antioxidant absorption could mean more stiffness, more fatigue, and faster mental decline over time. So while that blueberry yogurt may taste good, it may not be doing nearly as much good for your health as you think. So what's the better option? If you still want that creamy texture with your blueberries, consider switching to a plant-based milk like almond, oat, or cashew. These alternatives do not contain casein and do not interfere with antioxidant absorption. Another option is plain kefir, which has a different protein profile and offers probiotic benefits. Just make sure it's unsweetened and ideally from a non-dairy source if possible. Blueberries are one of the most potent brain protective foods available to seniors, but only when they're eaten in the right way. Pairing them with dairy may be robbing your body of the very nutrients that keep you sharp, active, and feeling your best. It's a small change, but one that could make a big difference over time. Number 2 is high sugar foods. Now let's move on to a combination that might seem harmless, but is actually one of the most damaging. Blueberries often show up next to pancakes, inside muffins, or spread across toast in the form of blueberry jam. This makes sense from a flavor standpoint, but from a health perspective, it's a disaster waiting to happen. The real danger isn't the blueberries themselves, but the sugar that often surrounds them. When you eat high-sugar foods like muffins or pancakes with blueberries, your blood sugar spikes quickly. This sudden surge can cause inflammation throughout the body and activate something called oxidative stress. The very thing blueberries are supposed to help with, sugar is now making worse. You're taking an anti-inflammatory fruit and mixing it with a pro-inflammatory food. That's like putting ice and fire in the same bowl and hoping for balance. But it gets worse. When sugar and certain compounds in blueberries interact inside your body, they can form what scientists call advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. These AGEs contribute to aging, memory loss, and chronic diseases like heart disease and type 2 diabetes. The more often you create these AGEs inside your body, the more they accumulate in your tissues, including your brain and arteries. This is especially dangerous for seniors whose bodies are already more sensitive to blood sugar fluctuations and inflammation. If you've ever felt tired or foggy after a sweet breakfast, this could be part of the reason. Blueberries have the power to reduce these effects, but not when they're overwhelmed by added sugar from baked goods or sugary toppings. There is a better way. Instead of sugary muffins or jam, pair your blueberries with oatmeal, a spoonful of almond butter, or just enjoy them plain. Sprinkle cinnamon on top to add flavor without adding sugar. These pairings help regulate blood sugar levels while allowing the antioxidants in the blueberries to do their job. Remember, sugar hides in places you don't always expect. Even healthy granola or protein bars can be loaded with sweeteners. By separating blueberries from sugar-heavy foods, you give your body the chance to fully absorb their brain-protecting inflammation-fighting compounds. It's a simple shift that helps you stay sharper and feel better every single day. Number 1 is artificial sweeteners. And now we've reached the number 1 food you should never eat with blueberries. It's not something you'll find in nature. It's not a fruit, a vegetable, or even a whole food at all. It's artificial sweeteners. These include ingredients like sucralose, aspartame, and saccharin, commonly found in diet yogurts, sugar-free syrups, low-calorie desserts, and many health products aimed at seniors. While they may seem like a smart way to cut calories or manage blood sugar, the research tells a very different story when they're mixed with blueberries. On their own, blueberries help support a healthy gut, boost good bacteria, and reduce inflammation in your digestive tract. But when artificial sweeteners are introduced, especially in the same meal, they disrupt the delicate ecosystem of your microbiome. This can block the positive effects of the berries and even reverse them. Instead of feeding the good bacteria in your gut, these sweeteners encourage harmful strains to grow. That means more bloating, slower digestion, weaker immunity, and even increased risk of chronic disease over time. A study published in the journal Cell Metabolism in 2021 found that sucralose, one of the most common sweeteners in sugar-free products, significantly reduced the diversity of beneficial gut bacteria when consumed alongside polyphenol-rich foods like blueberries. Researchers observed a 45% drop in key microbial populations that are crucial for regulating inflammation, blood sugar, and even mood. That's not just a minor change. For seniors, gut health is directly linked to brain health, mobility, and overall well-being. And it's not just about what's happening in the gut. Artificial sweeteners also interfere with your body's natural insulin response. When combined with real food like blueberries, they can confuse your metabolism, leading to poor blood sugar control and increased cravings later in the day. So even though you think you're making a healthier choice by reaching for the light or sugar-free option, you may be doing more harm than good. If you're trying to cut sugar, there are safer ways to sweeten your meals without artificial additives. A small drizzle of raw honey or a few slices of ripe banana can complement blueberries without damaging your microbiome. And often, blueberries are sweet enough on their own, especially when eaten at peak ripeness. Your taste buds may take a little time to adjust, but your body will thank you for it. Blueberries are meant to heal, not be sabotaged. When eaten with artificial sweeteners, their natural health benefits are blocked or reversed. So if you're serious about protecting your gut, your memory, and your energy as you age, ditch the sugar-free syrups and diet products. Choose real food. Let the blueberries do their job, and give your body the support it truly needs. The right way to eat blueberries. Now that you know what not to pair with blueberries, let's talk about how to enjoy them the right way. Because when eaten properly, blueberries are one of the most powerful foods you can include in your daily routine. They support your brain, your heart, your blood vessels, your digestion, and even your eyesight. But to unlock those benefits, it matters what you eat with them, when you eat them, and how they're prepared. One of the best times to eat blueberries is in the morning or early afternoon. Your digestive system is more active earlier in the day, which allows your body to absorb the antioxidants and nutrients more efficiently. And when paired with the right foods, their benefits multiply. A bowl of plain oatmeal topped with fresh blueberries, a few crushed walnuts, and a sprinkle of cinnamon is one of the most effective combinations for stable energy, brain function, and gut health. Another great way to enjoy blueberries is in a smoothie, but it's important to be mindful of what else goes into the blender. Stick with ingredients that support digestion and don't interfere with antioxidant absorption. Leafy greens like spinach, a tablespoon of chia seeds, and a splash of almond or oat milk create a nutrient-rich blend that fuels your body and supports your memory. Avoid adding flavored yogurts or protein powders with artificial sweeteners, as these can undo the good you're trying to do. If you prefer something more savory, try adding blueberries to a spinach salad. The contrast of sweet and bitter actually improves digestion, and the natural vitamin C in blueberries helps your body absorb iron from the leafy greens. A handful of berries on top of your lunch salad, along with some olive oil and lemon juice, makes for a brain-boosting, heart-healthy meal that tastes as good as it feels. A half cup to 1 cup of fresh blueberries per day is more than enough to get the benefits. More isn't always better, especially if you're watching your blood sugar, and make sure your berries are fresh or frozen without added sugar. Canned or syrup-packed blueberries often contain preservatives or hidden sweeteners that cancel out their natural goodness. Finally, think of blueberries as a daily habit rather than an occasional treat. Like any natural remedy, their power comes from consistency. A little bit every day paired with the right foods adds up to real changes in how you feel, think, and age. With just a few simple shifts in how you enjoy them, blueberries can truly become one of your most powerful allies in staying sharp, strong, and healthy well into your golden years. Blueberries are one of nature's most powerful healing foods, but as you've just seen, they're not invincible. What you combine them with can either unlock their full health potential or silently rob you of their benefits. For seniors who are working to protect their memory, improve digestion, or manage inflammation, getting these combinations right is no small detail. It could be the difference between progress and plateau. Most people assume that if a food is healthy, it must always be healthy no matter how it's eaten. But nutrition doesn't work that way. The human body is incredibly sensitive to how foods interact, especially as we age. The good news is, once you know what to avoid, the fix is simple. You do not need to give up blueberries. You just need to be smarter about how you use them. Think back to your morning routine. If you've been mixing blueberries into sugary cereals or low-calorie yogurts thinking you were doing the right thing, it's not your fault. These habits are encouraged by marketing, not science. But now you have the knowledge to turn that habit into a truly powerful health ritual, one that actually supports your brain, your gut, your energy, and your longevity. By avoiding iron-fortified cereals, dairy, high-sugar foods, and artificial sweeteners with your blueberries, you're removing 4 major obstacles that get in the way of their natural healing power. And by choosing better pairings like oats, plant-based milks, leafy greens, and healthy fats, you're setting your body up to absorb more nutrients, reduce inflammation, and feel better every day. It's the small, consistent choices that make the biggest difference. You don't need a complete diet overhaul, just smarter combinations, better timing, and a bit of curiosity to keep learning what works best for your body. Blueberries can be your ally in aging well, but only if you let them work the way nature intended. Now, we want to hear from you. Have you been combining blueberries with any of the foods we covered today? Have you noticed a difference in how you feel when you eat them the right way? Share your experience in the comments below. We're reading and replying to everyone. And if you found this video helpful, like it and subscribe to the Wellness Vault for more weekly tips that help you live stronger, longer, and sharper. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.